morning out there, and welcome back to Metalben's Chronicles. Yes, now we're going to do a bit of a different video here, something I've never tackled yet. And what we're going to do is do album ranking for this very first video. However, I'm not going to do this band's whole entire discography due to, lineup changes, and especially when it comes to the vocals. This band has had 4 or 5 different lead vocalists, in its history. And of course I'm talking about the godfathers of heavy metal themselves, Black Sabbath. Yeah, man, let's just get started. We're going to rank the first 8 studio albums with the original lineup, obviously, featuring Mr. Ozzy Osbourne, Mr. Tony Iommi, Mr. Geezer Butler, and Mr. Bill Ward. Yes, the album 13 will not be included, unfortunately, even though technically it should be. I'm not including it because Bill Ward did not play drums on it. And I got my opinions about that album. However, if I were to include it, it would be ranked the lowest. Spoiler alert. Let's get started. Now, my ranking, especially when we get to my number 1, it's going to surprise you people. I guarantee it, because a lot of people would not put what I'm going to put as my number 1 as their number 1. Anyways, we're going to get right into it. Obviously, the worst of the original lineup albums from 70 to 78, in my opinion. Never Say Die from 1978. At this time, the band was going through turmoil. They weren't getting along. Ozzy was in and out of the band. Yeah. And definitely the music on here does suffer from that. However, there's decent tracks on here. Never Say Die, the opener, is a phenomenal track. I think Junior's Eye's a very good track. I like The Hard Road. I know a lot of people do not like that track. I like it. Let's see, Shockwave's kind of weak. Air Dance is another killer track on here. I love Air Dance. Very different sounding. It's got a very progressive jazz fusion type of sound to it. Yeah, by far one of the best tracks on this album. But then the rest of the tracks are just weak. And Breakout, what the heck were they thinking when they recorded Breakout? Boom, boom. You get my freaking idea there. And I guess Swinging the Chain's an okay track. Swinging the Chain, it has Bill Ward doing the vocals. I guess that's okay, but man, this album is, it's definitely the weakest. Alright, moving on, and rightfully so, why this would be number 7. I'm talking about the 1976 album, Technical Ecstasy. However, I do like this album. Yeah, it's definitely unfocused again. I don't think it's as unfocused as Never Say Die, but again, it is very unfocused. You can tell there's definitely cracks in the band at this point. They're so strung out on cocaine and alcohol and all that stuff at this time, drugs. The evil word, drugs. Drugs are definitely taking its toll and its effect, starting, I'd say, around this period. Maybe technically a little before that. But anyways, good tracks on here. Now, this is where Sabbath completely dropped the doom and heavier sound. Well, except for maybe on one track. Backstreet Kids, I actually kind of like. I like the galloping riff in it. You Won't Change Me, it's my favorite track on here. I do like it. It's the doomiest track. However, it also has some psychedelic influences in it. It's Alright, pretty interesting. That's a Bill Ward Beatles influenced type of ballad. I kind of enjoy it, it's alright. I do like it. Gypsy, it's alright. All moving parts, stand still, It's okay. I think Ozzy on that track really sounds like he's not into it. Rock and Roll Doctor just flat out sucks. She's going to it's an okay ballad, but it's pretty boring. And Dirty Women would be my second favorite track on here. Great ending to the album, but yeah, again, just another unfocused album. Oh boy. Here's where we're going to get a little controversial. Ooh. And this is where it got really tough to rank these next 6 albums. Yeah, these next 6, man, to me, were definitely extremely hard to rank, and rightfully so, because they are just iconic in their own right. Now, I know many would say the first 5 Black Sabbath albums, but no. Oh man, I hate to put this one at number 6. But you have to rank them, right? It's going to be controversial. The debut album by Black Sabbath. And I know. This is the album that started it all for heavy metal. February 13th, 1970. You know? Honestly, there's really nothing weak on here. I think why I ranked it kind of low, because a lot of this just feels like, a lot of it just feels like jam sessions, you know what I mean? And there is a couple covers on here. Warning, you know, from the Ainsley Dunbar Band. Oh. I'm trying to think here. Evil Woman, I think, was the other cover, but that's on the European version, if I remember correctly, and I don't have that version. Wicked World's a tremendous track. I do love the freaking cover of The Warning. I mean, those would be my 2 favorites. You know, Bitterfinger, Sleeping Village, and going into The Warning. I think that's just phenomenal. But yeah, a lot of this is just kind of jam stuff and pointless song titles like Wasp, Behind the Wall, and Sleep. Basically, going into NYB. The Wizard's a tremendous song, and obviously, the opening track is iconic. Black Sabbath. One of the doomiest freaking riffs. And probably the riff that started it all. But, you know, yeah, number 6, the debut album by Black Sabbath. Number 5. Okay, man, these albums were tough to rank. But, you know what, I'm gonna go with Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath. Again, another great album. I mean, maybe this album might be the beginning of those small cracks because they were really into cocaine at this time. And when they wanted to do this album, Tony Iommi had no songs written, you know? But it's still a great album, though. Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath, Spiral Architect, A Natural Acrobat. Great stuff. Flux a beautiful acoustic instrumental. You know, Sabra Cadabra. Killing Yourself to Live is one of my favorite Sabbath tunes. Oh, let's see. Who Are You is a bizarre track. It is a bizarre track. Definitely very different, very psychedelic sounding. And, you know, Wick Wakeman of Yes fame would make an appearance on this album, and King Crimson fame. Okay, number 4 is going to be very controversial. Very controversial. Because most everybody would put this album at number 1. And again, it's a great album. It's the very first Black Sabbath album I ever heard. But I gotta go with 1970... Yeah, the 1970 follow-up to the debut, Paranoid, in at number 4. Oh, man. And you know what made me put this at number 4? Because I'm burned out with the song Paranoid. I'm so tired of hearing it. But this is still freaking iconic. War Pigs, come on. You know, Planet Caravan being a trippy psychedelic type of track. Iron Man being iconic. I mean, Iron Man was the very first Black Sabbath song I ever heard. Ironically, on wrestling. Yeah, because the tag team, the Road Warriors, Hawk and Animal, used to come to the ring to Iron Man back in the 80s. Electric Funeral is my favorite song. Well, let me think here. Yeah, Electric Funeral is probably my favorite track. Or it could be tied with Hand of Doom. Those 2 tracks back to back. Holy cripe. What doomy dark riffs. Rat Salad, just an instrumental. Fairies Wear Boots, great way to end it. Like I said, it's legendary. And most would put it at number 1. But for me, it's number 4. Now these can change too at any time. Okay, number 3. At one time used to be my number 1. But I'm gonna have to go with Master of Reality. Again, a great album. And definitely, maybe Sabbath's heaviest and darkest album. You got Sweet Leaf to begin it. Of course, Geezer Butler says it's about tea. Get the fuck out of here. We know what Sweet Leaf is really about. Come on. It's about that little magic green leaf. Anyways, you got After Forever. Awesome track. Awesome track. Great track. I love After Forever. You got Embryo, a short little instrumental. Children of the Grave is iconic as all hell. What a heavy riff by Iommi for 1971. Work It Again, a short little instrumental. Lord of this World, another heavy tune. Now another version of this I own has Solitude as the last track. What did I do with it? Oh, here it is. Yeah, I also got this freaking version. Yeah, as you see, it's got Solitude listed as the last track. Which, okay. Anyway, but on this version, it's not the last track. The last track is Into the Void, as you can see. By the way, I recommend buying these remastered from Rhino Records. Man, they sound great. And the booklets in these are phenomenal. But anyways, yeah, back to the album. Yeah, Solitude's a very trippy instrumental, man. Similar to, Planet Caravan. It's been debated for years that Bill Ward actually does the vocals on this, but it is actually Ozzy Osbourne. And of course, okay, Into the Void is just a phenomenal track. One of my favorite tracks, man. I just love it. Oh boy, getting down to the nitty-gritty here. Another album, man, that used to be my number one. Black Sabbath Volume 4. Again, a phenomenal album. You know, this would have been around the time, too, where Sabbath started dipping into cocaine. You know, I think it definitely shows this album. I think this album is where Sabbath started to be a little more experimental. Will some confusion, you know, it's not like a heavy opener compared to like the other Sabbath albums. You know, it's got a more melodic edge to it, but it's a tremendous track. Tomorrow's Dream, another great track. Changes, wow, what a beautiful track. Some people hate it, but man, the lyrics are so depressing in this song, you know. Basically about losing a loved one and becoming extremely depressed over it. FX, you know, just a short little scrape of the guitar string type of track with a little bit of reverb added into it, you know. Supernaut, phenomenal track. I love Supernaut. Snowblind, okay, we know what Snowblind's about. Cocaine. Cornucopia, holy shit, what a beast of a track. So heavy. I love Cornucopia, man. Laguna Sunrise, beautiful instrumental. St. Vitus Dance, a little bit of a short hard rock track. Obviously, where the band St. Vitus got their name. And the final track on here, Under the Sun. Under the Sun is actually probably my second favorite Black Sabbath track. I just love it. What a deep cut, man. It's so heavy. It's so doomy. It's so dark. Again, number 2, man. Okay, my number 1 is going to shock people. And it's obvious what it is because you haven't seen it previously. Yes, 1975's Sabotage. I just love this freaking album. Of course, I got another version of it too. But anyways, yeah, man, this is a freaking awesome album. Yeah, the cover's very goofy. We got Billboard wearing Ozzy's freaking underwear or some shit. Got Ozzy Osbourne wearing this, like, fucking long gown, and apparently he's totally nude underneath it. Fucking Tony Iommi looking like a drug dealer. And you got Geezer Butler looking like some kind of pimp from the 70s. It is, man. It's a goofy freaking album cover. But the music on here, wow. Hole in the Sky, come on, man. Don't Start Too Late, short little instrumental. Symptom of the Universe, arguably maybe the first thrash metal song. That's debatable. You know, that that's where all that down picking came from, though. Yeah, phenomenal track. Megalomania, another killer track. Actually, Megalomania is my favorite Black Sabbath track of all time. Yes, love it. Thrill of It All, again, a great track. Superstar, man, what a great instrumental, man. It's got like a gothic type of atmosphere to it with the choirs, you know, and Iommi playing a doomy riff behind it. Am I Going Insane? Again, another great track. radio edit, I'm sorry, it's Am I Going Insane Radio, which, yeah. The Writ, great way to end the album. I think I like this album so much because Sabbath was angry on this album. You can tell. Ozzy is singing his fucking ass off. Like, his vocal performance on here, man, it's impressive. You know, and definitely the highest Ozzy ever sang on a Sabbath album. Like, he kind of started singing higher on Sabbath Bloody Sabbath, but he really goes all out here. Yeah, man. Phenomenal album. And that's it for my ranking of the Black Sabbath albums. Yeah, like I said, pretty controversial, I guess. I know a lot of people won't agree with it. But hey, that's what opinions are for, man. We all have our different opinions. They were definitely hard to rank, except for the latter two. They were quite easy. But anyways, that's it for this edition of Metalben's Chronicles. I hope you guys enjoyed this ranking video, and definitely stay tuned for more. And if you like what you see, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and keep it metal.